All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Y'all know it's going to be a hot one today. From the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. You're live with Lonzo, the Godfather, West Coast hip hop, and it's about to go down. All right, y'all. Y'all know. This could be one of them special shows for me, folks. This is going to be one of them special shows that I hope I can contain myself, because when he asks the wrong questions, shit may get serious, may get emotional around this this joint, folks. So, Dusty One, what's up with you, baby?
Man, I'm doing great, man. I was semi-emotional during this performance, so I can imagine what you were going through. Let's jump right into it, man. Let's jump right into it, dude. Yeah, Dr. Dre. Before you give your thoughts, I just got to tell you, I geeked out. When I saw Eve After Dark. I was the only one in a party, like maybe 30 people, and I just geeked out. I was like, oh shit, Eve After. I was the only one pointing at the TV. Everybody's like, what the fuck is this dude's problem? I'm like, you guys don't know. I was just telling everybody, that's my boy Lonzo's club. That's where Dre got started. Man, I got really, as a hip hop fan, as a hip hop lover, and as a friend of yours, dude, I got emotional myself, and I was like so happy for you, man. Talk to me about how it felt to see Eve After Dark on the biggest stage in the world, literally.
You know, I'm gonna tell you the whole story so you understand where I'm coming from. I was at the Super Bowl. I'm at the game. I got VIP treatment. One of my boys, Mopop, much love to him, Dunbar Bay, took care of me. He said, man, you can't be over here. You got to come with me. So we spent the whole Super Bowl walking around, drinking, eating, having a good time. I got tired. Dude, I got tired. And I was thinking about my grandson, who was a football fanatic, been a football fanatic since he was a baby, Dylan Riley. Look for him out there in Reno Valley, folks. I texted him. I said, hey, I'm at the Super Bowl. Next time I come here, I need to see you on the field. Something like that. He said, right on, grandson, I plan to be there. So my boy, who I'm hanging out with, I run into him again. I didn't kind of left. He left me behind. I found me a spot to sit down at. My feet was kicking my ass. So I found him again. Let's go over to the YouTube Theater, which is across the street. Well, damn near, it might be a quarter mile from the SoFi Center, right? From the SoFi Stadium. And that's where it was feeding folks. So I'm sitting there in the front row. I looked at the clock. Oh, damn, we only got 2 minutes left. I can't get back to my crew. I might as well watch the halftime show here. And I'm sitting there. People don't know. Nobody really know. They know me, but they don't really know me. They don't know my connection to Eve After Dark. And I'm sitting there, dude, and I got emotional, man. It really, dude, it messed me up. It really blew me away, man, because that was the last thing I expected, man. I've been calling Dre's people all week trying to find out where you're gonna be. So I'm gonna be at the game. I want to come in, get a picture, update our flicks, whatever the case may be. I didn't get no real response. They told me they'd get back with me, but I guess they wanted to keep this shit secret. And dude, I'm sitting there and I was eating some potato chips, and thank God I wiped my eye with one of my potato chip fingers, and I got a little burn on my eye, so I could justify the burning because I got some shit running down my face, man. And I'm like, God damn, how do I do this? You know, and I'm sitting there, dude. I'm touched because it was almost like watching one of my kids play the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? To see him on that stage, first of all, was very emotional. Well, that was a very touching situation. But when that camera panned back and the motherfucker said, Eve After Dark, Negro, I was done. Okay? I was cool on Tams. But when they say Eve After Dark, dude, it was a whole nother day for me, man. My feet didn't touch the ground the rest of the day, man. My feet stopped hurting. My back stopped hurting. You couldn't wipe the grin off my face, man. In between wiping away the little tears of joy and tears of pride, I guess you call it. My feet didn't touch the ground. When I got home that day, my pedometer on my phone said I'd walk 10 miles, okay, that day around the SoFi Center. And my phone haven't stopped ringing. I did an interview yesterday with Channel 11. Channel 4. I interviewed with Channel 4 over at Tams. I've gotten numerous folks calling me, congratulating me on Facebook, my texts, my phone. My phone ain't been charged in 2 days. I can't keep it charged up because I'm answering texts. I do that. I respond to people. I respond. People take time to shoot me something. I'm gonna shoot you something back. And it's just been, man, people I forgot didn't know I had the club, but I forgot how many people. Or let me say this: people forget I was attached to that club for over 40 years. So that club has various forms of clientele that it has accommodated through my association with it. It started off being a teen club. It was a teen club for the most part, but it's been a Meta Exotic club. It's been a Chicago Steppers club. It's been a downstairs of the female strip club, and a regular adult club, a regular dance club for adults. So the club has had wore very many various hats over the past 40 years, but that's the one it's known for the most. And in fact, the club has had several names. And when I came back to the club in 2008, one of the things the old man wanted me to do is change it back to Eve After Dark. So it's officially Eve After Dark. Unfortunately, it's not open right now. And some people, if any of my Facebook friends are watching right now, please, I'm not trying to be a dick about it, because some people have pictures of Jeffy's, and I made comments about it, but there's no pictures of Eve After Dark on the thing. But I don't want people to get confused, Eve After Dark confused with Jeffy's, because Eve After Dark is upstairs and Jeffy's is downstairs. Well, it's all the same building, but the part that's Eve After Dark is directly over the barbershop, the beauty shop, and the other buildings down there. So that's a technical thing for me. But most people who was born from neighborhood, they know the difference. I just don't want the people who don't know what's happening to get a wrong idea, because that's how debates get started. Oh man, it's downstairs. No. It's upstairs, but it's all owned by the same family. It was all owned by the same guy till he passed last year, and I ran everything at one point in time. But the Eve After Dark, that was my primary baby. And like I said before, man, to see that brother on stage and step out there and do that for the city of Compton, for Eve After Dark, because see that I'm gonna get in trouble now to start some shit. That shout out, that right there, ignited a new level of pride for the East Side that we never had before. See, here in the city, Uncle Jam's Army was the big dogs. They did the sports arena dances. They did the hotels, but Eve After Dark did all kind of stuff. And we had a lot of big names come out of Eve After Dark, as you very well can see now. But nobody really put two and two together until today. And I see a lot of people on my Facebook feed, my Instagram feed. Now everybody, the resurgence of pride for Avalon and El Segundo, Eve After Dark, is at an all-time high. We're going to keep it that way, folks. We're going to keep it that way.
Man, dude, you gave me goosebumps while you were talking, man. Great moment, dude. And congratulations to you, Lonzo. And I know you are very proud of that moment. Why do you think and I'm sure Dre had something to do with this set, probably everything to do with this set. Why do you think out of the two things he could have chose, he picked Tams, which is huge in Compton, obviously, and all over LA, and Eve After Dark?
Well, I know why he picked Eve After Dark, because Eve After Dark is the hip-hop foundation for West Coast hip-hop. None other. There's other teen clubs that came before Eve After Dark. There was the Workshop. There was something else on Adams. I can't think of them. I forget their name sometimes. But none of them were a launching pad for so much. They were a launching pad for parties. People had a good time there. Disco Daddy used to DJ at one of them. I can't think of the club name for that. Damn, I can't think. My brother used to always go there. But none of them were in the height of disco. I mean, of hip hop prior from the transition from disco, like Eve After Dark. A lot of them were running around the same time, but they didn't have the same launching pad for successful hip hop artists. Nobody else out of there outside of Disco Daddy ever became a hip hop artist, and nobody ever became the legends that we became outside of Disco Daddy. I'm always giving him his props. He was the first one, but the height of success, nobody else has attained that other than the crew out of Eve After Dark. And Tams, I think that was a respect for I think that might have had something. Bone might have had something to do with that one. I think if Bone works with Dre, I think Bone might have something to do with that, just to show some love for the CPT and maybe some love for Terry Carter. I'm not sure, Doc.
Okay, and see, a lot of other people, I've heard the negative aspect of that Tam situation, and a lot of, so you flipped it in a positive. I didn't even think of Cleveland, which he was involved in that, but they're trying to say that was a shot at Suge Knight. I don't think Dr. Dre would do that.
I don't think so. I don't think that was a shot at Suge. Now that was too big. The last thing they want to do is shoot at Suge. They got to shoot at Suge for nothing. The fact that they on that stage and rocking the universe. A buddy of mine say, man, do you know there's people in submarines watching this shit right now? It's people, it's brothers in Alaska, in huts, in igloos, and people in tents, and people in submarines around the world that are watching this right now. Your club just got a major boost. Now, here's the crazy part. A lot of people don't understand why that's so significant, but you best believe my black ass is gonna let them know. Okay, I'm like James Brown. You ain't got to give me nothing. Just open up the door. I'll get it myself.
That's right. Man, dude. Let's keep talking about Eve After Dark. We've talked about it in the past, but since it's in the forefront now, that's awesome. And once again, what a great advertising piece. I'm sure many people across the world at least Googled Eve After Dark just to see what it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's dope, dude. What was Dre's role at Eve After Dark?
Dre was a DJ at Eve After Dark, man. He was a DJ. He promoted sometimes. Dre didn't like promoting. He didn't like passing out flyers too much. He didn't hang posters. But Dre's job primarily was a DJ and chase girls. That was his primary function at Eve After Dark. He was a vice president in charge of vaginal acquisition. Vice president of vaginal acquisition. Okay, and DJ.
Scotty Spencer, is that Disco Daddy? I'm sorry if I'm.
No, that's Scotty Spencer. Scotty got his own. He got his own claim to fame.
I know he's my bad, Scotty. I know you're an OG. I've talked to Scotty on my show before. OG in the game. He says Dre started with Cletus Anderson, VIP Records, then Lonzo, Eve After Dark. That Super Bowl halftime set was big homage to the almighty Hub City Compton. It sure was.
I don't know about that one, but we ain't gonna argue on thing. I took Dre to do the thing with Cletus. I took him he didn't have no car. I took him to do the scratching on Killer Dayton's.
Oh, there you go.
Ain't much happen. I mean, that's what I'm saying. The stories. He worked with Cletus. I think he might have did a record with Cletus before we did our own record. But the thing about it is, Cletus contacted me to get to Dre because I was selling records to Cletus and Kelvin them the scratch parties and the Z-Rock scratch parties and the mix tricks with all my labels, my underground labels. I was selling to Cletus and Kelvin and everybody else, and they wanted some scratching on Killer Dayton's. And I paid Dre, same thing I did with Greg Mack when he wanted somebody to create the traffic jam. I got yelling Dre. That was my get out. So I was always in the background because at that point I was trying to do some other things. I never was a scratcher. I can't scratch my ass right now on the record. But that's just Lonzo, because Lonzo was always doing other shit. I never had time to practice like that. So when it came to contacting people and putting people in places, that was how it happened. Yeah, he may have worked with Cletus first on a record, but there was connection came through Lonzo to get to Cletus, and then we probably did we did Juice after that, or Surgery after that. Surgery after that one. Yelling out already.
Yeah, and for anyone who doesn't know, Cletus and Kelvin, I believe, were on Lonzo's show, and that story came right out of their mouths, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
So there you go. So Dre's role was to get some vagina and to DJ. Did he ever give you any problems?
Not a one. Dre is he was always a jokester, man. I mean, everybody in the record crew was a bunch of clowns, man. We had a good time. We never fought. We debated and argued sometimes. We never fought. I never had to worry about breaking up no fights with nobody. Dre was always super cool. His biggest thing was standing. My biggest problem about Dre was keeping his ass awake in the car, because I don't know whether he was narcoleptic or what, but he get in the car and before he hit the curb, he done fell asleep. And the next problem he and I always had, and this time I just thought was so ironic when he got that deal, was he always broke my goddamn headphones. He always broke headphones. And I said to one, man, they ought to make headphones with detachable cords. Guess what Beats got? Now, y'all gonna think I'm lying because it's 35 years later. That's on y'all. But I'm telling you the truth. When, as a studio owner, you get tired of spending money on headphones every week. Because every time the phone rings, Jerry go to the phone, forget the headphones is on his head, and break the cord. Now you got a set of headphones with one side working only. Remember these new headphones, okay? And that's the kind of shit that would happen back in the day. And out of frustration for buying headphones, I said to him, they ought to make headphones with detachable cords, and Beats got detachable cords. I rest my case.
That's funny, man. What back then, what was Dre's best quality and what was his not so best quality?
His best quality is he always liked to dress. He always was clean. Never seen Dre dirty, nasty. He was always very clean. Always represented real well. Worst quality, motherfucker never wanted to be. He missed more planes than anybody I could think of. We'd have to lie to Dre and tell his ass we was leaving at 12 o'clock. If we had a 3 o'clock flight, we tell him we was leaving at 12, so he'd be there by 2. Okay, he would miss planes. Always back then. It was easier to miss a plane because you could have somebody run you to the airport and drop you off right at the gate. A lot of times we would leave the house, he wouldn't be there. I'm on the way to leaving him. We about to miss the whole plane, and he'd run up at the last minute like O.J. Simpson back in the day, and get dropped off at the doggone gate, and we damn near ready to get checked in.
Damn. Now, on a good night, what was the maximum capacity for Eve After Dark?
Maximum capacity was whoever had $5, they came in the club. The legal capacity was 299. We exceeded that many a night. That didn't mean shit. That was for the fire marshal. It had nothing to do with me. The Eve had back in the day, on one side of the Eve, it had mirrors on the wall. Okay, had these little smoke-looking mirrors on the wall. The condensation, because Eve was hot as fuck sometimes. When the Eve got to rocking, that motherfucker was a sweat box. It was a sweat box. And the condensation on the wall was so thick, looked like the windows was crying. The mirrors were crying. It would be that bad, okay? The condensation, I mean, it was just like this water just be running down the side of the windows from the condensation of the heat from the room. And at the Eve, if your shirt wasn't soaked, you wasn't partying. If your shirt was not soaking wet, because see, we didn't back then, folks came to get their groove on. I mean, it was just like house party. It was like a big house party, man. You see people, girls and guys going at it with their little routines and shit. And we had a stage in the Eve, and it was just like Soul Train. If you got on the stage, you better be rocking. You better be getting down if you was on the stage. And we had some girls with some big asses. We call them the butt crew. And the DJ say full tilt, and the girls start shaking their asses like they're twerking now. But boy, it was a beautiful sight. It would never be anything like it again. And guess what? Most of the people, I don't think we never had any killings around Eve. People got killed around the corner, got shot around the corner, but nothing directly related to the Eve After Dark. That's why we were able to stay open as long. The Eve opened. We started opening at 9 o'clock at one time, and then people would barely show up. So we started opening up at 10. And we stayed open sometime until 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. I saw the sun come up in the Eve After Dark many a day, dude, and the music was still rocking. The barbershop got tired of us. He complained, the guy who owned the barbershop, with the brothers with the owner of the club, he asked us, could we shut down at least by 6 o'clock? Okay, that's no bullshit. 5 o'clock. I'm sorry, 5 o'clock. Because we go sometime to 6. We do an after party. We do a party at the Queen Mary till 1:30. Come to the Eve for the after parties. That's what made Wrecking Crew so bad. And people forget it. People don't realize that Wrecking Crew was a self-contained unit. We had our own sounds, our own money. We had everything. I had my own money. We had our own crew. We had a big enough crew. We can do 2 events at one time. We go down to the Queen Mary, put 1,100 people on the Queen Mary, and bring half of them back to the Eve for another $3 till 6 o'clock in the morning. And it would just be, oh man, it would just be something else, man. Dude, that's the story, because nobody else had an after hours like we did. We had everybody else's after hours. It was only 3 clubs had after hours in LA. One was the Name of the Game, which that was pretty much an older folks club. Okay. Carolina West, that you had to be at least 21 for guys, 18 for girls. The Eve, as long as you was cool, you can come in. Because I didn't, I tried to make it 18 and over for the most part. But if you was cool, I didn't trip, because you could come into a non-alcoholic venue at pretty much any age. We didn't serve alcohol at Eve. We just served sodas and music. That's all we served. So as long as you was cool and you didn't look like a kid or anything like that, we let you in. I got girls right now. I was only 14. I was only 15. Yeah, but your ass passed for 20. But anyway, it just was a different era, man. And we got away with a lot of stuff for a long time until me and this cop got into it, and that's when everything changed.
Tell that story while we're at it. I know the story, and you haven't talked about it in a while.
Where I lived at, man, I lived on Carlton Avenue. If you look it up and look how close it is to the Eve. It's about half a mile from the Eve. And everybody between Main Street and Avalon, they was all my boys. We all went to Vanguard right on the corner. Everybody took different career paths. Some guys went into the community pharmaceutical distribution, and some folks, like myself, went into the entertainment game. And but the cops thought we all worked together, and that was the problem. They just knew I was the kingpin of everything, because I was the only one, had my own house, had a brand new car, wore suits every day to the club, and everybody come to the club. And cop never found nothing on me. He always thought I was a kingpin of that. I wasn't a king. I wasn't involved. My neighborhood guys respected what I did. I respected what they did. And me and this cop got into it one night, man. Because the old man had a rule for Eve after dark. He didn't want no dope in the club. So I had an undercover security guard that would act like he was trying to buy dope in the club, and he would bust cats and hold them for the police. Yep. Hey, what's up, J. Rose? Much love to you, Doc. Thank you very much. I see you. And we had called the cop so much, man, in about 2 or 3 months' time, cop told me I was becoming a nuisance. I'm like, how am I a nuisance? And I'm basically doing your job. Well, I got to do all this paperwork and blah, 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 blah. I said, well, man, what you know? Well, we need a donation to the policeman's fund or something. He said, no, but I can use some of that pussy over there. And he was looking at one of my girls. Oh, no, officer, I'm sorry, I'm not a pimp. You look like one. No, that ain't what I do, man. You look like a pimp. And from that point on, man, that cop made my life a living hell. And that was the beginning of the end of our reign at Eve After Dark. Because that son of a bitch would follow me home. He'd jack me at the house, gave me tickets for parking. He gave me a ticket for lottery in front of my own house, man. I had a gate in my backyard. I would park my car in my driveway to open the gate up, because the gate swung out. I had to leave a little room, so I had to block the street. So he gave me a street for blocking my driveway. And it got to the point at one time I almost lost my driver's license. I was 1 point from losing my driver's license. And I told the old man who owned the club, man, what was happening. We filed a complaint. And when we filed that complaint, everything changed, because now he's pissed. So he stopped giving me tickets. He started having his flunkies give me tickets. And one night, the biggest thing he did, when he realized that we had found a loophole, we had found a loophole in the city ordinance, because the city ordinance said no jukebox, no live entertainment after 2:00. Well, where does DJ fall in that? DJ ain't live. It ain't a jukebox. So until somebody told me to stop, nobody ever said nothing. But when me and this cop got into it, homeboy made it his job to go down to the city, to the county of LA, because Eve is technically in the county. It's not in Compton. It's not in Compton. It's not in LA. It's in the unincorporated part of LA, like the Carolina West was, and also the Name of the Game. All those clubs were in the unincorporated part of LA. So we all had that same little loophole that we played by. Martin Cozy, much love to you, boy. I see you. So we all played that loophole. And when homeboy went down to the county supervisor's office and had him add DJ. That changed everything for Eve After Dark. He came down there with that paperwork and gave me my first ticket for being open past 2:00. No warning, no nothing. I didn't know what he had done. I didn't know he had done nothing. You got to be shut down at 2:00. Huh? Since when? Since this Thursday or Tuesday, whatever it was. And he was happy. And this son of a bitch, it was just like you see in the movies, man. Big fat gutted white dude, sheriff, smoking a cigar all the damn time. Okay, yeah, never lit, just smoke, just hold it out of his mouth. Yeah, here you go. I'm like, you son of a bitch. And then the last but not least, man, one of the last times he tripped, the white boy was the white boy. He was a training officer. White boy, I'm tired of giving this guy tickets. He don't do nothing. Why we keep fucking with him? You'll give him a ticket if I tell you to. Or I'm taking you to the captain. Let's go to the captain. I'm tired of this shit. And that was the last time I saw him. And shortly after that, we shut the club down because shit got too hot. It got too hot. I still had to sneak home. I literally had to sneak home, man. I wouldn't come down El Segundo. I'd go down 135th Street, come around to Main Street, and come up the back way because he would be waiting for me on San Pedro or 132nd. He'd just be waiting for my ass, man. And even when the club wasn't open, I had to sneak off my block because he would be looking for me, man, and just to harass me. And sometimes I was riding dirty, okay? Sometimes I'd be riding dirty, and I didn't want to get caught up with that bullshit. And lucky for me, he never caught me. Okay, I got caught one time, but I got away from their ass. Anyway, that's another story.
Damn. I believe every single part of that story. The only thing I didn't believe is there was a cop who stood up to another cop for doing something bad.
Dude, that was real talk. That was real talk. I was surprised, dude. He was even why we keep fucking with this guy? He don't do shit. You got me writing these tickets. I got to go to court for this shit. What are we doing? And that's the part that blew me away. And shortly after that, that's when we decided. By that time, I already had my own doodles. I'd already talked to the old man to do those, and I was about to start planning my exit out of the Eve because the old man had pulled my chain to the club was too hot. Because see, the Eve had taken over Avalon El Segundo. The Eve had took over the entire corner. There was Jeffy's downstairs. There was a grocery store across the street. There was a Vons grocery store across the street. And when my people showed up on Friday and Saturday, there was nowhere to park. We had a parking lot, true enough, but even at Vons across the street, there was a me and the street sweeper, me and the parking lot guy got into it. Man, I had so much bullshit that even after dark, I almost got shot 3 times by grown ass men. Grown ass men wanted to shoot me because of people parked in their parking lot. The guy who swept the I see something else. Miami 808. I see you. Much love to you. Thank you, Doc. The guy who swept the parking lot at the Vons across the street. We started shutting down about 4:00 on a regular basis. He came at 3:30. I'm like, hey man, why don't you just come on? Let me give you an extra $50. You come at 4:00, 4:15. I'm coming at 3:30. I got a route to do. Blah blah blah. Okay, man, no problem. So sometimes he would go and do his thing, and he tried to work around the cars. He tried to block the gate off. And man, I wouldn't talk to him about letting people's cars out of the gate. He pulled a gun on me. I told you about this shit. I'm like, it ain't that damn serious. Then dude across the street from at the gas station, right next to the thing. I'd always park. It was a payphone there. I'd probably park in the Vons parking lot side of the payphone. And the gas station was technically open, but it didn't look like it was open. Okay. And people would park and just leave their cars in the gas station. It was all night gas. They just park and leave their cars. He walked over there a couple times drunk with his gun in his hand. I'm like, what? I got my gun in my pocket. I don't want to shoot my dick, but if I got to lose the tip of my shit to keep from getting shot, call me shorty. Oh, Compton girl, I see you, baby. I see you. Thank you, baby. Thank you. But yeah, that was real shit, man. I mean, the Eve had a life all its own, man. The Eve of all the stories that's never been told, that's going to be told now. The Eve had a whole life of its own. Every venue that I've owned, my house, Eve After Dark, Doodles, and Skateland, all these venues have their own stories, and I think they're very significant to hip hop as in general. It's not just about me, just where how I roll. I attract certain shit, but I also demand a certain level of respect. And I've always received that, man. I can't say I've ever been disrespected by anybody who knew me. I've had assholes, say all kind of stuff to me. At the club business, folks get drunk. You be all kind of bald head son of a bitches, whatever the case may be. But when it came to my guys and guys around here, I cannot say I ever been actually disrespected. One time, I had one break into my garage, and I thought that was disrespectful. But I know who did that, and God took care of them for me. I didn't have to handle that one.
There it is. The chat is lit. We've almost hit 90 people today in the live. If you guys can hit that like button, that gets the algorithm going, and more people out there will see the show. Let's try to get to 100 tonight. That would be so dope.
I got 100 on my side over here. I got 102.
Oh, really? Oh, I must be behind them. Oh, shit.
I saw 106 at one point on my side.
Oh, well, never mind. Let's keep it going. Let's get to 200. Let's do it.
Let's go. We got plenty of time. 29 minutes left.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get back to the Super Bowl real quick.
Go ahead.
There's always going to be the people who have an opinion on it, and I've been hearing a lot about some people not being happy with all of the Crip references that Snoop Dogg was making. He came out saying Crip literally within 2 seconds. The C-Walk and all that stuff. What are your thoughts on that?
Damn. Why you ask me that, man? God damn. You know what? I can tell you a lie, but y'all want the truth. Y'all want me to tell you. Y'all want the generic.
They're here for the truth. They're here for the truth, man.
Huh?
They're here for the truth. It's just your opinion.
I think everything was beautiful, man. I think everything was the shit. I think that when you start C-walking in international, one, it could work one or two ways. It could make it less significant or more significant. Okay. And what I mean by that is, if things like that can inspire, when people see what they saw, it's inspirational in various ways. Okay. You see that, and I'd go to concerts. I want to be a rapper. I want to be a singer. I did this as a kid. I saw it with different concerts. It inspired me to want to be something. And with all the achievements, it seemed like it could be kind of glorifying that lifestyle. Or if the lifestyle is not what it used to be, and it becomes more of a fraternal situation, I wouldn't be mad. Understand my philosophy, man. Understand my philosophy. If all gangs, I said this at a gang meeting one time, at a gang get together. If gangs remove the violence out of the street violence, out of the gang life, basically all you have now is hood fraternities. Ain't nothing wrong with hood fraternities, man. Ain't nothing wrong with representing your neighborhood if you got X amount of brothers in college, X amount of brothers in business, and supporting them. Okay, if y'all making moves to try and better the community as opposed to be destructive to the community. That's all I will ever say. I'm not gonna tell nobody not to do what they want to do. If you want to have the fraternal order of Crips and Bloods, that's fine. Just take the violence out of it, man. Make the hood safe again. Don't continue to have to live in terrorism in our own neighborhood because kids can't go out and play, man. Because folks is disrespecting. Bullets have no respect for nobody. And that's the part about the whole life. If you want to be something, man, being associated with something where it could be Christian, Muslim, Crip, Blood, whatever the case may be, without the violence, it's just another gang, another group of people that have a like-minded situation. Okay, and that's all I will ever say. And if that's your dance to show the love, just like the fraternity, what's that? The alphas do their dog thing, the whoop whoop, whatever the case may be. I ain't got no problem with that because they do good things in the community, and I think at some point in time that would be a good idea for some OGs to take all this The hood terrorism, I'd have been find ways to control the hood on a positive basis. That's all, man. That's all.
Shout out Rashard Cobb. Thank you so much, dude. Much love, much love, much love.
I see you, Rashad. Much love, baby. I see you.
Man. Yo, Lonzo, this is a great conversation tonight. There's and you had me when you said something earlier. You said make the hood safe again. I thought of hats. Make the hood safe again, or make the hood great again. All black, white lettering, make the hood great again. Get back when you were coming up and black dudes were owning businesses, black families were still together, things like that, man. Make the hood great again.
Right.
I see it.
You know, it's amazing as much as we love the hood, the economics of the hood are not controlled by us. So it's only a matter of time before we won't be in the hood no more. All that shit that we talking about hood life, it won't be around. As Inglewood is being gentrified as we speak. My son works at a business in Inglewood that does quite well, and according to the rumor, the owner of that property was offered a large sum of money to sell, and he told him no, and they said, okay, fine, eminent domain, give it here, okay, give it here, get out, you got a year, okay. Now, I don't know if eminent domain means I'm going to take your property and give you some money, or I'm just going to take your property. I don't know. But that is a cold game that people playing. Yeah, I want it. It's these millionaires want it. I'm going to make sure they have it. So as that happens, as you look at the rents, I was looking at KTLA this morning, the rent of a one bedroom apartment used to be $1,100, now it's $1,750. Okay, now if you're a homeowner, you're all right. Okay, for the most part, you're all right because all they're gonna do is make your property value go up, and at some point in time, you're gonna say, look here, I bought it for what? I bought it for $150,000. It's worth $800,000. I'm gonna take my seven and some change and do something different. Okay, and that's to your advantage. Okay, but guess what? The person that comes in behind you, it probably ain't gonna look like you. My sister, I walked from the SoFi to my sister's house Sunday from the Super Bowl. She lives on 7th Avenue, and I got to her house in like 20 minutes. Walk, tired. I walked there in 20 minutes. She said she hates answering her phone because people want to buy her house. She hates answering her phone, but people constantly want to buy her house. She only bought it for a couple $100,000. It's dead near $1 million now because of the stadium, which is a good thing. But if you're a renter, the landlord's finna get greedy because they want people that's going to support that stadium. Do you realize in that one from Manchester to Prairie, they about to have 5 major Forum, SoFi, YouTube, Hollywood Park Casino, and the Clippers in less than a 1 mile radius. Okay, they about to have 5 major event venues in less than a 1 mile radius. Okay, you do not want to be caught in traffic leaving the SoFi Stadium after Rams game. I did it. It was horrible. Okay, you do not want to be caught in SoFi traffic after the Rams game. Okay, most of the side streets are blocked off. You're only going to go down Prairie, Manchester, Century, and trying to get to the 105 is 405. It ain't no joke. And like I said, I left walking up Pinkai towards Crenshaw, and the traffic coming in against me was phenomenal. It was like, oh my God, traffic leaving out was minimum. And by the time I got to my sister's house, jumped in my truck and boned out, I was able to back street up away from all the traffic. But if you're going towards the freeways, towards the 405 or the 105, you got problems. We went to we also did the championship game, and it took us about 2.5, 3 hours just to get in position for Uber to pick us up. Because you can't get an Uber, you can't get a car in there for 2.5, 3 hours. You can't get a car out. You can't get a car in, and they can't get you. They can't get to you. You're stuck. So we ended up walking to the liquor store, posting up, and then with the Uber surges being what they were, the Uber surges was cost. My boy, the car was rolling with he lived on Slauson and off of La Brea. They was talking about $75, $80 to go from the SoFi to Slauson. $80. So we just had to sit it out until the surge went down, and we finally got a ride for $45. So these are the kind of things. And so if you are a fan of anything, Lakers, Clippers, gambling, concerts coming to the Forum, concerts coming to YouTube Theater, it damn sure would behoove you to have a house somewhere in the area. Willie Mo, much love to you. I see you, boy. I see you. It would definitely behoove you to have a piece of property in the area so that you can avoid that traffic. You just walk your ass across the street.
Dude, man, great show tonight. Thank you, everybody who's participating. You guys are great. Appreciate you, Willie Mo, for that last donation. Marlon Cozy always coming through. Compton Girl, Rashard Cobb. Man, you guys are dope. Miami 808. Thank you. Let me tell you something that I tripped out on yesterday, Lonzo. I took my wife out for Valentine's Day. We went to the Tupac Museum, which is so dope. If you are in LA, I would highly encourage it. One of the greatest things I've ever seen. I looked around, Lonzo, and no homeless people. Where I was 2 weeks ago, because I go to downtown often. Not 2 weeks ago, let's go 2 months ago, crawling with homeless people. Every nook and cranny. I'm looking around in places that would normally be crawling with homeless people. I maybe saw a handful of homeless people when I was in the general downtown area over there by where the Clippers play and all that. So, yeah, then I drove 2 miles out. You start seeing them all over, dude.
You know, LA has a great way of cleaning up for company. LA is like when back in the day. I know at my house, my dad had an older sister. When she came to the house, we had to clean the weeds. He had to move the refrigerator, clean up on the refrigerator. Like we was going through an inspection. And no bullshit. I had an auntie. She wasn't but about 4'11". You swore she was 7 feet tall. The way she carried herself. And when she came to the town, I got two other cousins that live in LA. We all had to go into cleaning mode, pull weeds, move the refrigerator, clean the good behind the refrigerator, all that shit that you never do. We had to do it when Rebecca came to town, man. And that's real shit. What's up, Ted? I see you. And that's what LA does when they have a big event, man. We clean up the house real good because we about to have company, man. Nobody going back to LA is nasty. Okay. I tell you what, you didn't hear about no bullshit either, did you? No gang bullshit either that weekend. You ain't heard about a damn thing, have you?
I did see a lot of cops. I saw hella cops, and I ain't seen a lot of cops in months. Now I'm looking around, there's cops everywhere.
When we left the SoFi Stadium, cops was hanging off the police cars like bees on a hive. I mean, they were just bunched up on the thing, man, just holding on. Like, you know, how the fire department be holding on. That's how they was. Cop 2 helmet, full riot gear, the whole 9 yards, waiting. What they had on their Wish a Nigga Wood suits on, okay? They had some Wish a Nigga Wood suits on, Doc. They was dressed for the occasion. Let it jump off, see what happened, okay? And as I left my sister's pad, Highway Patrol was just posted. Must have been about 9 cars just posted on the side with their lights off, waiting. They was in Wish a Nigga Wood mode, okay? And they was, hey man, I got out of there before. And that's just me. I get out of the shit. I don't like being involved in that kind of shit. So I just, as opposed to waiting for all the fanfare, I ain't gonna catch no confetti. I was there and they won. I didn't see them won. I probably gonna get on the stage. No way. I don't like all them crowds. So yeah, it was all good. I got my black ass up out of there.
Not a lot of BS, other than Kodak Black getting shot at Justin Bieber's party. I'm sure you heard about that. Not too much going on.
You know what? Kodak Black remind me of one of them cartoon characters. It's a show.
You can't say that word on YouTube, but yeah.
Yeah. You ever seen that? Was it Tales from the Crypt? They had a little scene with and they had these little That's remind me of
every single episode of Tales from the Crypt I've seen. Yep, I remember that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Kodak Black. I'm sorry he got shot, but dude, you need to do something anyway. You need to change your shit up. You know, what I'm seeing as I follow other DJs and listen to other DJs, I'm thinking, man, at some point in time, in near future, that some of the bullshit rap is going to start taking a back seat to real shit, man. Because a lot of cats stop playing this stuff, man. All this violent kill people rap. People are starting to get away from it. People are starting to pull away from it, and I think at some point in time, the time for the real artists are going to step up, and you're going to hear some real shit again. I'm praying.
Same here, man. Same here. I was hoping Kendrick Lamar would, because Kendrick Lamar came, and I was like, cool, all the bullshit's over. But then Kendrick Lamar can only release so many albums, as these whack dudes fucking release albums every week. But with big news, go ahead.
No, it's easy because they'll put an end to them.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing into that shit, man. You know, and then the hardest part about an album these days is coming up with an antic to promote it. You only can do so much dumb shit and not get banned. Okay. You only can do so much dumb shit and not get banned. You can't do all kinds of extra dumb shit and still maintain your status on social media. You don't start blocking your ass. So that's what, and that's the biggest thing. You can, you done dance with the devil. You done gave up the WAP. What else can we do? What are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do? Okay, we done shot everybody. We done smoked everybody up. We done snorted everything. We done tattooed everything. We done colored everything. What are we gonna do now? I don't know. What are we gonna do? And that's what, in other cases, that's where we are. We just shot up so many people, shooting people, talking about killing people, ain't got nothing to do with nothing no more. It don't mean we desensitized to it. And that's what I was saying earlier about certain dances. At some point in time, people are going to get desensitized to it. Because I tell you one thing you ain't never seen. Oh, shit. Something I ain't never seen. I dropped my microphone. Something I ain't never seen. And I thought it was kind of funny. But I ain't never seen nobody crip walk after dark. It ain't never happened. It ain't never happened. Okay. And see, I've seen people get on YouTube get handled for crip walking. Oh yeah, people have. It's a lot of guys out there get serious about that, man. How you gonna be doing that dance? You don't live that life, okay? But you take something that's that is as tribal as that right there, but then you make it make it universal, because now you watch. You're gonna see a bunch of people from different countries crip walking better than we are.
Yeah, they had little Bow Wow crip walking, man. Remember, they had little Bow Wow crip walking at one point.
See what I'm saying? But they're gonna be folks across the world crip walking because they already took pop locking to another level. Okay, they took locking to another level, and you put it out there. All they're gonna do is take it to another level. And you're gonna be mad at them because that's what people do. When you put something out there, they're gonna study it and do a better job than you are. And people get mad. No, you can't get mad about that because you put it out there and you left it alone. If you don't support it and perfect it, somebody else gonna take it. Oh, I like that, and put some shine on it. Now you look at it. Oh man, they culture
vultures.
No, they're just culture appreciated that took something that you created, took it to another level. You walked off and left it out the street. They took that rusty ass dance and put some wheels on it. Now it's the hottest shit in the damn country, in the world, and you mad at it because you didn't take advantage of it. That's called haterade.
Yeah, exactly. Being real nowadays is you're a hater. Mm-hmm. Crazy. You know what? Let's talk about something positive about Snoop. Aside from performing at the Super Bowl, big news this week for him. It was announced that he is now the owner of Death Row Records. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
We talked about this. I talked about this last week with Dr. Dre of Yo MTV Raps. And Dre said the same thing, man. You know what? The 90s was a hell of a year, a hell of a time for music, man. It was a hell of a time for music. And as you can see from the Super Bowl halftime show, that was 80s and a little bit of the new millennium. But Also, it kicked off a lot of beefs. They got a lot of people hurt. If we can, again, if we can bring G-Funk back without the killing and just had a party attached to it, like Mary Dancery, whatever. What's the song called?
The
Mary,
song that you did, let's get it
Family
crunking. Yeah.
Family Affair was a funky song. It was a great dance song. Nobody got killed in the record. If we can go back to that again, how can we just can't be funky without being deadly? How can we just can't be funky without being deadly? How can we can't be funky without being self-degrading? How can we just do some of that? If we can do some of that, we'd be all right. We can, cause see,
yeah,
because the way things are right now, you can't get no more Eve After Darks, man. That ain't gonna happen no more. At Eve After Dark, I was probably one of the oldest cats in the room. I ran that joint, man. At 22, I ran that for people younger than me. Nobody died. You can't put cats in the bathroom around some people dying these days. You can't put them in the studio. I'm talking about killing somebody. So until we understand the words that come out of our mouths or have a lot of influence, it's gonna be hard for us to move forward. And I hope that with Snoop at the helm and him experience Death Row, just bring the funk back without the bullshit. You left Death Row because it got deadly. I saw an interview today. He was working. He was a part of one of the most deadliest record labels in the industry. Why do record labels have to be deadly? Why does rapping have to be deadly? When did that become synonymous with music? Usually you die on stage from a heart attack or OD, not because your people are looking to kill you because you didn't check in check in when you got to town. Come on, man. Come on. So yeah, folks.
Yeah, man.
I hope he takes it and brings back the essence without the bullshit. That's all.
Yeah.
Bring back the essence of the funk. Bring back Warren G. Get Dre to do some work with you. Let Corrupt and Daz get back on the label, do some of their shit. But, bring back some fun, man. Bring back some fun. I just think that, self-rap at this point has become very self-destructive. And Danny Boy, thank you, Martin. Go find Danny Boy. Go find Danny Boy. See what Quick is doing, okay?
KD.
And bring back the real shit back to the music scene, man. Because the OGs are the only ones who can save this game.
Mm-hmm.
Stacey Walker, thank you very much. I see you, Stacey. I see you. The OGs can save the game, man. And I can't save it. I can tell you what I want to see. I can tell you what needs to be done. But at this point right now, Snoop, Dre, Kendrick, 50, Mary, all of them, Eminem, they the hottest thing. They hotter than fish grease. Ain't nobody talking about Lil Baby. Ain't nobody even thinking about Kodak Black getting his ass shot. Okay, it's an afterthought. Okay, that's so regular now. It ain't even exciting no more. If the nigga live, well, he live. Don't worry about it. Next Super Bowl. Okay, he lived, so it ain't exciting. He got shot in the leg. Okay, they're gonna get that nigga some stitches and a band-aid, and he's gonna limp his ass back to wherever he come from.
Yep. And it's funny that you said that, Lonzo, because even to this day, stations in Los Angeles like 93.5 that plays mostly 90s music, they have higher ratings than the Power 106s and the 90 whatever's around. I don't even know, but people are more into the older stuff. They're not even checking for the new stuff. They're still checking for the old stuff.
They're checking for the older stuff because the older stuff has substance. Yeah, and yes, I understood Warren G wasn't signed to Death Row, but he ain't signed to nobody right now. Bring him over to Death Row. They was all together. Snoop, Warren G, and Nate Dogg. That was all 213. But Warren G went to Def Jam West. Thank you very much. But why he ain't signed to the West Coast? That's your homie. Bring him on. He's the inventor. He is the inventor of G-Funk. Bring that groove back. Warren G wasn't killing a bunch of folks. He had to regulate it because they robbed him. But for the most part, that wasn't his vibe. Okay.
Yeah.
Nate Dogg killed him. Warren G didn't. He was just smooth. Okay. So there's a whole lot left. And you can see from the performance of the Super Bowl, even at 56, Dre, 50, Snoop, 49 Eminem, 46 Eminem, 50 Cent, and Mary J. Blige was 40-something years old. They still got a lot left, baby.
Mm-hmm.
They still got a lot left. And I've always felt, man, that outside of the violence, hip hop is a fountain of youth for a lot of people, man. Hip hop is a fountain of youth, man. And my old ass at the gym, all I listen to is Tupac. Okay, that's my motivation in the morning. You get up and go do my sit-ups and my damn running around, whatever. Usually that's what I'm listening to, some 90s shit. Okay, if I was listening to some new shit, I'd be running in circles. Mary 51, thank you, Derek. Mary 51. Okay, everybody on half the people on the stage got ARP cards. Okay, half of them on stage apply for ARP cards. Think about that for a minute. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Okay, they're gonna mess around and up the age for ARP because hip hop is making 50 look too damn easy. But these new cats is lucky to get to 30. Think about that, man. Think about that. A lot of these young guys is lucky to get to 30 because they talk so much shit. You can't go nowhere, and if you do, somebody look to shoot your ass. Nobody wants to live like that, man. Nobody wants to live like that. I tell you what, take some of the violence out of hip hop, and you'll see the streets change tremendously. It's gonna be some assholes no matter what, but you'll see a big difference in how people address people. Because most people, man, don't want no problems. The youngsters today want the most respect, but they're the most disrespectful group ever made. They want to be respected, but they're the most disrespectful of all times. And you can't have it both ways. Respect has got to come both ways. If you don't give it, don't expect to get it. I'm telling you something I learned. I'm telling you what God loved, and that's the truth.
Mm-hmm. Man, this was a dope show, man. If you guys want to check out Lonzo's latest interview with Dr. Dre, the East Coast Dr. Dre, go to the archives in the videos and check it out. What did you guys talk about last week?
Man, we talked about the Super Bowl. How when people ask me how I got to the Super Bowl, how'd you get to the Super Bowl? And I tell them Dr. Dre. And I let their minds lie to themselves. I didn't tell you Dr. Dre from NWA. I said Dr. Dre. And that's how I got to the Super Bowl, because of Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre from Your MTV Raps.
Yeah.
And we talked about some of the things we got coming up. We actually looking to do a podcast together. West Coast and East Coast, old school. Well, he don't like using the word old school. Old school and West Coast, East Coast, West Coast vets, just talking about hip hop from a different perspective, man. He got a lot of friends doing Your MTV Raps, gives him a lot of juice with a lot of people. Same here. So hopefully between the two of us, we can come up with a pretty dope show, man. And
nice.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah, his story, man, is amazing. He was there from the beginning as well. It's going to be really cool to see you guys mesh together.
Yes,
man,
sir.
Shout out to everybody in the chat, dude. Much love to Marlon Cozy, American Negro, for holding us down in the chat. CLOG, Cerebral Life, Alvin Knight, man, they're all telling you congratulations and they're proud of you. They're happy for you.
I appreciate all that. I got a conversation tonight about the Eve After Dark story, baby.
Nice. Damn, dude. Yeah, I think this just opened a big door, Lonzo. I think this just opened a big door for you, man.
I tell people all the time, man, did Dre pay you for that? Nope. You get paid for straight out of Compton? Nope. It ain't what happens to you, it's what you do with it, man. You ain't anybody got to give you a check to make some money. Okay? That's no. It would be nice, but you ain't got to wait for a check just to get paid. And that's what I've been doing all my life. Nobody ever gave me shit but opportunity. And I tell anybody, if you're trying to get something, don't wait on nobody to give you nothing. Okay? Sometimes you got to make some shit happen. Okay? He opened the door. And like I said before, I'm like, James Brown got a record. I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Just open up the door. I get it myself. That's been my philosophy all my life. And I got to give a shout out to somebody, three people. All three, two of them have passed. Jeffy, the owner of Eve After Dark. My dad, for taking me to the Eve After Dark to meet Jeffy, because I had no idea that day I was going to walk out with a nightclub. I had no idea that was going to happen. And last but not least, she's still living. And I just talked to her yesterday. I call her my fairy godmother because she was the person that had the money to help me get the Eve After Dark started. We talked yesterday for a good little time. She's still alive. We still talk on a regular basis. Jeannie Billetary out there in Harbor City. That's my fairy godmother, okay? And I've been calling that since I met her 40 years ago. And I still call that, and I'm 64 years old, and I still call her my fairy godmother because if it wasn't for her, it wouldn't have happened, dude, because I didn't have the money. Bottom line, she believed in me. I believed in me, and she said, all right, here go my money. Don't you come back without my money. And we laughed about the whole Eve After Dark situation because she was a big part of that. Much love to you, Donald. Thank you very much. Thank you for everybody in the chat room. Thank you, extra thank yous for all the folks that dropped something in the till. I appreciate it very much. American Negro, Celebrate Life, OG, Seaborn, Willie Moe, Marlon, Miami 808, Compton Girl, all my folks out there, y'all. Thank y'all very much, and look out for some shit because I'm working on some shit soon. I get off this channel, folks.
Man. Keep it going, baby. Keep
and everything between, folks. Dusty, much love to you, Doc.
Always a pleasure, my man.
From the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. You are live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop. This is how we do it every chance we get, folks.